Hi everybody, I'm here to give you a short tutorial on making a quiz with Google Forms. Google Forms is in your G Suite when you have a Gmail account, something I would highly recommend if you do not already have a Gmail account, getting one, because there are a lot of options for creating materials. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a quiz, how to insert pictures into your quiz, and how to make an answer key with points for a quiz. These are the very basic things, meaning this is a very basic tutorial. Some of you may be well beyond the basics that I'm going to show you here. So I just want to show you an example of a quiz that I created for my level 1 class. It's a yes or no quiz, and I usually ask students to put their name in. But to the point of seeing what the quiz is about, we have, in this case, we have a statement here, and we then have a choice of yes or no down here for yes or no, but I've inserted a picture here. So with that said, I'm gonna take you back and just walk you through the steps of how to create something like this. So let's go back to the steps. Here are the basic steps that I'm going to walk you through. I'm going to come back to them at the end, but the first thing you want to do is go to your Google Drive. If you don't have a Gmail and don't have a Google Drive, as I said, I'd highly recommend getting that and using that for things like this. We'll come back to these instructions, which will be in the video, but I want to walk you through it step by step and talk you through this. So we're on the Google Drive right now, and over here on the left-hand side, you can see the drive, right? And you can see the icon for new, meaning new document of whatever sort you're creating. We're going to click on this new icon. You'll see folder, file upload, folder upload, and then you're going to go to the documents here. You might not see first off the Google Forms, but if you go to more, the Google form is going to be the purple one. It's a purple icon, and you should be able to find it in the drop-down menu. If you click on that, you're going to get an untitled Google form, which is just where you want to be to start this document. So with this untitled form, I would recommend the first thing that you do is just call it, give it a name. I'm going to call this one Teacher Demonstration Quiz. And I've given it the name here in the document. If I go up here to the untitled form and just click on it, really lightly just click on it, you can see that then this name becomes the name of the quiz. Very helpful for filing purposes and finding on your Google Drive later on that you have that. I might even add here the date because that always helps me remember what the last version of something is. Okay, so that should update that up there. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to take this blank Google form, and to go to settings. I'm going to just highlight that there, the settings button, which is here. This little wheel will give you the ability to make it a quiz. So we're going to click on the wheel, click on settings, and you'll see general, presentation, and quizzes. I don't collect emails for my level 1. You may or may not have students with email addresses, so you can choose that. But what I do like to click is the limit to 1 response, because I don't want my students, either by accident or on purpose, taking the quiz more than 1 time. Presentation I don't usually do anything with, but quizzes. This is where you really need to remember to click on something to make it a quiz. This then puts you in the mode of having a quiz. It allows you to give it points. So that's really important. And I like to give students feedback immediately, so I leave that one on, and I'm just going to save that. So now this is saved as a quiz. So let me just show you the steps for putting in these images and the different ways that you can do that. So I know that I want to have a question. This is my first question in my quiz. And we've been looking at fruits. So I'm going to ask about these 2 different options. Right, we've got the short answers. So what is it? It's an orange, it's an apple. So of course I want an image of one of these to have them determine what it is. Here, and I'm going to again highlight with the annotation tool. This, I'm going to point out with the mountains over here, is the important icon for inserting images. The same one is here next to the question. When you just click, you'll see the icon. It kind of disappears sometimes, but the same icon is here. You want to click on that. When you click on that, it gives you options for inserting an image. So you could upload from any of these places that they have here. Your camera you could upload from. You could, so I'm not going to allow it right now, but if I wanted to take a picture from my camera that I'm using at the moment, I could do that, but I'm not going to select that. URL, you could just click and paste that in here. Photos, whatever Gmail account you're in, it will show you your photos. Right now they're uploading, taking a minute, but these are all the photos on the Gmail account that I'm accessing right now. I could choose one of those. My Google Drive, which gives the option of documents, which also could be uploaded. And then the last one is the Google image search. So let's start with the Google image search because that's a great tool that's just open to everyone. And if I click on that, I have to go up here to put in what I'm searching for. And I'm going to put an orange because I want to have a picture of an orange. So I'm going to choose this one over here. And you'll see at the bottom, it allows me to insert. This is going to upload it for me and insert it into my quiz. Takes a minute, but there's the orange. So now in this quiz, we've got the question, we've got the image, and we've got the two options at the low level for an orange. The last thing I'd say is to make sure that the required button, if you see it goes off, that means not required. Required, that helps a lot for making sure students don't skip questions. They can't skip. I'm going to show you two other ways to put images in so that it gives you some options. If we go to this bar over here on the side, on the right-hand side, and my pointer is on the plus button, which says add a question, you'll see it automatically adds a question. And I know that we are also working on clothing, so I'm going to put an image of a person, and we're going to practice with the word blouse. And of course, wearing is wearing, right? That's something that we've been practicing in class. Go back to the mountain icon, click on that. And I know that I have a photo that I want to use in my photos on my Google Drive. So I know the photo's somewhere down here. Here it is. This is the photo I want, highlighting it, inserting it. Right. So we see, yes, she is. So I'm going to put that. No, she isn't. And I'm going to add the second option as yes, she is. Because we've been practicing that in class, right? Again, required question is already marked, so we know we're good to go. We'll come back to the points on the second round. I'm going back over to the sidebar, adding a question, and our last question is going to be, what is she wearing? Okay, so I have some options and I'm thinking about this question, so I'm not going to put the answers in quite yet. I'm going to go back to my mountains to get my options, and the option that I want to choose is this browse option, because this browse option gives me access to my desktop. So we're going to the desktop, and you can see that I've saved a bunch of screenshots here, and I'm gonna choose this one, Alicia in yellow t-shirt, because I want that one as my third image. So I had to save the screenshot to my desktop in order to be able to access it and get it up here. So what is she wearing? Let's put, she is wearing a blue t-shirt, or she is wearing a yellow t-shirt. Okay, again, very simple. Up to you to play with those questions and answers. Here is the required button already activated. One thing I didn't say, there are options for types of questions. I'm only talking about multiple choice today. I have 2 options. You can have 3 or 4 options if you want. So I'm pretty happy with that, having downloaded a picture from Google Images, from my Google Drive photos, and from my desktop. So this is great. Now what I want to do is I want to have the answers be available. So let me just repeat that. I went to the bottom of the question. Oops, that's not what I want to show you. I'm going to press done because done always just puts it back in the mode of what we need. If you look here, it says answer key, right? We have the answer key here, and that's where you activate the ability to have points if that's something you want, right? So the answer key, if you click on it, is going to give you the option to give points up here in the right hand corner. I'm going to give 1 point for this, but it also tells you here, as you can see, choose correct answers, right? By activating that answer key, what it's allowing me to do is choose the right answers between these 2. So it's an orange. That's going to highlight in green, check it off because that's the correct answer. When I see that I've got the point and I've got the correct answer, done, and that is not going to show up for the student taking the quiz. It's just that I'm making an answer key. Same for this photo. We have to sometimes activate it here. It's a little not intuitive necessarily. The answer key for this one, is she wearing a blouse, right? Is she wearing a blouse? Let's give it the points first while we're up here. Yes, she is. Highlights in green and checks. And done. You'll see the answer feedback is given there. I don't find that helpful, so I don't use that. And I'm not talking about that today. So we're done with that one. Last one is what is she wearing? Again, we have to activate it here. Clicking on the answer key, let's go up and give the point first so that we don't forget that. And we're going to click, she is wearing a yellow t-shirt, highlights in green, checks, and we are done. All right, great. I feel good about this quiz. What is it? Is she wearing a blouse? What is she wearing? Required. Let's make sure this one is already required. Yes. And required. Great. So the next step, so that you can kind of verify for yourself, is to go to this icon, which is an eye, and it's the preview, allowing you to both preview by taking the quiz as the creator of the quiz. So we're going to preview, we're going to click on the preview button, and it's going to take us into preview of the quiz where I can try it out as the creator. So I see the quiz here, great. This little red star means it's required. What is it? It's an orange. So you see it doesn't click on that green, it just gives me the option to give a purple radio button. If I change my mind, it's going to choose that one because there's only one right answer. Can't choose 2 answers. Is she wearing a blouse? Is that a blouse? Not sure. yes, she is. Clicking on that answer, and you'll see over here also that the point, right, exists. What is she wearing? She is wearing a yellow t-shirt. So now I'm gonna submit, and I'm able to view my score. I'm able to view the score right now in the preview as a teacher, but the students also are able to view their score. So let's take a look how I did. And you can see that I got 3 out of 3 points. So I got everything correct. But what this also tells me as the teacher, as the person who's previewing, is that it's working, right? I can see that the answers are correct. I can also get the feedback for the correct answers, right? They're highlighted in green when you view your feedback. And that's what students will get feedback on also. So those are really the steps that I want to go through today. We've just created a quiz. And the last thing that I want to show you is, we're going to go back to this, is about sending the quiz or getting a link for the quiz. So again, just highlighting it for you, this send button is the important place for where you will find the option for either the link or emailing, which is also an option. I don't do the emailing with my level 1, but I do with my higher level students. So you can email and you'd fill in the email, but what I want to show you today is that there's a link, and this is the link to the form, and it's easy to send. What I do is by WhatsApp, but I want to shorten it because I hate these long URLs. So that shortens it quite a bit, which is great. Copy it, and then you're good to go to put that into an email if you do it that way, or copy it down so that you can type it into WhatsApp or a text. It's really easy to do that. And then you just can access it that way. I'll show you. I'm just going to cut and paste what I just copied, because this is how you would, what the student's going to see. And when they click on it, what's happening here is I've already responded. So I'm trying to access a quiz I've already responded. Remember, I said you can't take it more than once, but it does go to the quiz via that link. So if we go back to this document with the steps that I just wanted to write down for you so that you can see them in writing as well as you are going through the process. Go to your Google Drive. It's the first step, right? We did that. Under the Google Drive icon on the left, if you remember, we did that. You click on the new button, make it drop down for a drop down menu, and find the icon for Google Forms, which I write this because it's sometimes easily, for me, I like color, and that can help me find things. And you're going to open a blank Google Forms doc. Give it a name, a title on the form. And then, as I said, if you just click, I'm going to scroll this down a little bit. If you click on the document name, right, on this untitled form, which is what it will say, at the top, the untitled form. If you click on that, the document name will automatically become the untitled, the quiz name will automatically become the document name. Then you're going to find the settings icon. Remember, that was this little wheel here to then make it into a quiz. Okay. Here are some quizzes I've made. Please feel free to use them. I'll show you, some of them don't have images, but I just wanted to share all of them with you. Let's look at one that does have an image in it, just so you can see that option. I think we looked at this one at the beginning also. We'll just go through the whole thing, right? I've got this image with yes, no, this image with yes, no, this image with Nana I do is wearing a necklace. So we were doing all sorts of different vocabulary for clothing. And the woman is wearing an orange sweater. Nana I do is wearing a white blouse. So you get the idea that students have the ability to use pictures to identify different things. So we've got 6 quizzes that I've made here, some with images, some without. Please feel free to use them. And the only thing that I would tell you to do is when you open the link for the quiz, to make a copy of it on your own Google Drive, because if I ever delete it, you won't have access to it any longer. Okay, that's what I've got for today. I hope this was helpful. I will see you soon, I hope. Bye-bye.